Welcome back. Welcome. I'm Mr. Bitcoin Maxi. We are all Bitcoin Maxis here. Now, before we get into this video, I want to give a shout out to all of my OG Bitcoin Maxis here on the channel that show love and support. And for those of you tuning in that are new, consider hitting the subscribe button and joining the movement, Bitcoin Maxis. So today, the video I have is 0.01 Bitcoin could change your future. So let's talk about the scarcity of Bitcoin. Only 21 million Bitcoin will ever exist. Now 0.01 BTC equals 1 million Satoshis. Okay. Now currently from BitInfo charts data as of right now, September 4, 2025, right? BTC roughly 14.3% of addresses hold the amount of 0.01 BTC, right? Now, with a world full of a lot of people, 8 billion people, okay? 8 billion people, just think about that, how many people there are. 21 million Bitcoin. Now, a maximum number of 2.1 billion people will only ever be able to own 0.01 BTC. And of course, it'll be less because for those of you tuning in that are at 0.01 or you're close to 0.01 or you have it, whatever the case is, wherever you're at in your rank is what we call it on this channel, your BTC stack rank, wherever you're at, right? You are among or will be among the 2.1 billion people. And like I said, it'll be less because people were just going to keep accumulating. Whales are going to keep accumulating. Institutions are going to keep accumulating. And a lot of people want the piece of the pie. People like me, hopefully the people like you. All right, now let's talk about the wealth distribution. If less than 5% of the world can ever own a full Bitcoin, right? Which basically saying they can't, right? So if they can't, they're going to be chasing other things. They're going to be chasing other numbers like 0.1, 0.2, and then even 0.01, right? So 0.01 Bitcoin would put you in the top tier of holders. Now think of it as a fraction of digital land in a city, all right? Now let's talk about the future value potential of 0.01 Bitcoin. If Bitcoin hits 1 million Bitcoin, right, then 0.01 is $10,000. Now, 1 million BTC, think about that, $10,000. And when I checked the prices this morning of Bitcoin earlier, just recording this video, we're hovering just right under $111,000. So realistically, Bitcoin, right, when it gets to $1 million, then you have plenty of time to keep stacking 0.01 over and over and over again, which that price to stack 0.01 is about around 1,000, probably a little more. So plenty of time. You can take it 0.001 at a time to get to 0.01, right? And 0.001 is around a little over $100. So you keep stacking that over and over, you will be able to get to that milestone, the 0.01 milestone. And just take it day by day. A lot of people, they want to FOMO in. They want to think, oh my gosh, like it's overwhelming to some people. I know it could possibly be overwhelming because you have to think Bitcoin keeps going up and up. I remember my buddy's dad, when I was showing in my last video of last night that I recorded of the painting, he didn't change his prices, but he kept painting and painting. He was getting discouraged because nobody wanted to buy his paintings. And so I finally told him to stick to your guns, stick to your prices. Now they're in lawyers, doctors' offices across the Bay Area. And what he did was he started taking that money that he got, put a portion into Bitcoin when it was around $30,000, and he kept stacking. And now that it's hit around 111, he's very, very thankful that he did it. Okay, because prices are going to keep running away. Even if we go down, we always go back up, and then we go up higher, right? So, my notepad. Thankfully, it's been a little colder. I'm in the Bay Area, so it's been a little colder, which is nice. Usually, when I've been out here talking to you guys on my walks, giving you guys this info, it's been pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie, in the Bay Area, it's been pretty hot, but at least now it's cooling down. So, if Bitcoin hits 10 million, right? Long-term thesis, then 0.01 BTC is $100,000. That's really good. And Bitcoin eventually will hit 10 million. However, we still have a long way to go until we hit 10 million Bitcoin. We still have a long, long way to go until we hit Bitcoin. We will get there. But first, we're going to have to cross that 200,000, the 500,000, the million, 5 million, you know? It's going to take some time, but we will get there. And in the meantime, we can be patient and we can keep stacking. We can take advantage of those dips. The dips back down. We're at 111,000, a little under. We can take advantage of those dips and continuously dollar cost average. Now, Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. Now, fiat currencies lose value every year. Bitcoin's fixed supply means your Satoshis don't get inflated. So as you keep adding to your stack to try to get to that 0.01 price target, or you keep stacking your 0.01, you're going to be able to get there. And it's a hedge against inflation because we all know things are getting more expensive. They keep printing the money like crazy. So it is definitely a good hedge against inflation. So what else did I write on my notes? 0.01 protects against long-term debasement of basically the currencies that they continuously print. And some in the Bay Area, things in the Bay Area are getting very, very expensive. The groceries are going up. It's always pretty much been an expensive area, as I'm sure a lot of people know around the world or possibly have heard. But the Bay Area is getting expensive. And as they keep printing more money, prices of food are just going to keep going up. And the value of the currency is just going to keep going down. Now, let's talk about the network effect. As adoption grows, even fractions of Bitcoin gain prestige. So 0.01 Bitcoin is going to keep getting more and more and more expensive. Just like owning a fraction of an early company, for example, like Amazon, Tesla. So think of it right now. Bitcoin is still really early. So think of it as owning a city that's just starting to build. Think of it as owning Amazon when it first started. Think of it as owning Tesla when it just first started, right? Now, let's talk about the psychological anchor. Now, people think they need one BTC to even matter. The key is to understand that 0.01, people will wish in the future that they could have stacked that. As time goes on, people are going to flock to Bitcoin. There's going to be more adoption. And even somebody having 0.01 is going to be seen as an early adopter. Okay? Now, in truth, stacking sats consistently makes even 0.01 powerful, because you got to understand that most of the world is not even stacking Bitcoin. Most of the world is still sleeping on Bitcoin. And you being here right now, you have a big advantage that you don't even understand for your financial future. 0.01 is going to be considered early. It might not be as early as 1 Bitcoin, right? It might not be as early as 0.8 Bitcoin. But you can get there if you continuously stack. That's what I'm trying to get at. You can make your goal more than 0.01, but I recommend everybody at least, the very least, have 0.01 in their Bitcoin stack. Now, the big picture takeaway from this video are jobs are insecure. I have a video that I recently uploaded a few days ago about how AI is disrupting jobs, and I personally know friends that they were affected by it. Cash is weak, right? Like I just talked about, inflation is getting worse. If the Fed cuts rates, things are going to get more expensive because it's going to be cheaper to borrow money, and investors want to put their money in assets. They'll put it in real estate, they'll put it in gold, but we want to be smarter about it. We want to put it in Bitcoin because that has more value, at least in my opinion, because there's 21 million. We know how much Bitcoin is out there. We don't know how much gold is out there. Look at how many houses are out there. They're continuously building houses. So as they're building more houses, that's adding to the supply. As they're mining more gold, that's adding to the supply, right? And we don't want to fall into that category, at least me personally. I don't. Okay? I don't. If anybody else does, then that's your financial goals. But for me, I want to maximize my Bitcoin. I want to maximize my stack in Bitcoin. I don't want to be going into gold. I don't want to be going into real estate because I've talked about the issues with real estate and the headaches that real estate comes with because I come from a family in real estate. So owning 0.01 would secure your future in most ways people overlook. And so people aren't even looking at Bitcoin right now. People are looking at how they can save cash. And I do suggest, not financial advice, you all watching this at least have some type of cash reserves for emergencies. Don't be putting every single dollar you have into Bitcoin. I don't recommend that because you need cash reserves so you don't have to sell your Bitcoin. That's the key. But continuously being smart, dollar cost averaging, and adding to the pot. So I want to come on and make this video about 0.01 and the benefits of it. Thank you all for subscribing. If you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button. All the OG Maxis that have been here, thank you. Thank you to the Maxi team behind the scenes. I appreciate you all. And let's keep stacking our Satoshis. See you all in the next video. Have a good day.